Hi, welcome back. I wasn't planning on doing another video today. Remember, tomorrow is the final day of the contest. It ends at noon Eastern time, American time, I guess I probably need to say, since I have some international viewers. So, I wasn't gonna do this video today, or any video today, but it's an emergency video. Someone go buy this this collection. And I'm about to do, at some point very soon, a video on the current state of Facebook Marketplace for baseball cards. But this one, I was just scrolling through last night, and this collection really caught my eye more than any other ever has before. And it's loaded with extreme vintage, if that's a word. I think I just coined extreme vintage. Like, we have ultra modern baseball cards. Why not extreme vintage? It's 1909 through 1939, the bulk of these cards. There's a ton of Gaudies. 1934 Gaudies are the ones that I really got a good look at. They're all PSA graded. So I reached out to him because it says it's listed for $1. And so I messaged the guy and I said, hey, how much are you looking for? Thinking he wanted $100,000. And it's only $25,000 that he's looking for. Tempting, because I think you could turn around and sell this piece by piece, or break it up into lots and make significantly more. But he's looking for $25,000. And I looked through his other postings, and he has one posting that says he's a vintage dealer looking to buy collections. So I suspect that he bought somebody's collection for, I don't know, $10,000 or $15,000 and is just flipping it now. Or maybe he's just selling his entire vintage collection. I don't know, but somebody go buy this. It's unbelievable, the cards that he has in this collection. I'm gonna put up all the images I took from it. Also, I think hopefully gonna put in enough details for you to find it, but if not, I'll try to put the link to the collection right in the description of this video, and you can go and check it out. But this collection, it's my dream. And if I were single and no kids, then I would buy it. But I have responsibilities, and I have a son who's going off to college next year, so I can't exactly drop $20,000 or $25,000 on this collection. He did say in my messages with him that he had talked to several people who were interested in it, but all of them said dropping $25,000 at once was not feasible. So he's thinking about breaking it up into smaller pieces, and maybe he sells part of it for $5,000, another part for $5,000, et cetera, and maybe it ends up going for more than that because he's breaking it up into pieces and he sells it for $35,000 total. I don't know, but I would encourage you to at least go look at it and just appreciate the beauty of this collection if you're into vintage. And he sent me a bunch of pictures of the Gaudies. It's nothing worth really to looking at, just because there's no big names of the 34 Gaudies, but they're almost all PSA 3s, which is pretty darn impressive for cards that are almost 90 years old, 87 years old, to get PSA 3, considering I have a PSA 5 Derek Jeter rookie. I mean, that's, when I got it graded, it was like 10 years old, and it was PSA 5. So anyway, I'm gonna go through all of these. Go check it out if you're interested, and buy it. If you buy it, send me one of the cards. I would really appreciate that. And you pick, or you could let me pick. And if you like this type of thing and you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I'm putting out right now 3 videos a week. This will be my 4th after the video tomorrow, but I'm trying to do at least 2 videos a week, all about baseball, basketball cards, mostly baseball at this point. All right, thanks. This was just the entry point for the collection. You can tell already that it's something great. And then this is the details where it says, it says 1930 to 39. I said 1909. Here's a better picture of the bulk of the collection, pretty amazing. And then you can kind of get a better look at them here. Although I can't really tell what any of these are, but you do see some wax boxes and old sets from the 70s and 80s there at the top of this photo. This is a fun one. I zoomed in on this one. In the top left, you've got a Mike Trout bobblehead sealed. There is, next to that, I think it's 2019 Topps complete set. Under that is a Mickey Mantle photo. Next to that is 1969-70 Topps basketball rulers with 2 Billy Cunninghams and a John Havlicek, which looks awesome. I would love to have those. There's a Babe Ruth photo just to the right of that, followed by what I think is a Bill Bates autographed photo. You've got some Nolan Ryan 300 commemorative something or other, maybe a sealed magazine, I can't tell. There's a bunch of Jordan cards, Michael Jordan, and some memorabilia of some sort. There's more vintage, really, really extreme vintage on the far left there, and a bunch of other Bulls cards in the very middle bottom there. Now, with Bill Bates being autographed, it makes me wonder, could the Mickey Mantle and the Babe Ruth photos be autographed too? Highly doubtful, but with this collection, who knows? This one's a little bit harder to really figure out what's going on here, but on the left, you've got early 70s basketball cards. To the right of that is some deep vintage 50s, 1950s it looks like. I see a Hank Aaron single from 1968 Topps, one of those game cards. There's another Willie Mays card. There's a Yogi Berra. I pick out Warren Spahn and Eddie Matthews in there. On the right there's a couple of Babe Ruth cards. One of them I know is just from the 70s, but the bottom one, I'm not really sure what that is. And then in the right middle is what I seem to be able to read saying Sportoscope Animated Instruction Babe Ruth. No idea what that is. I'm really interested to find out what that is. A couple more here that are really difficult to see anything with, but it gives you a view of the vast collection. This has some more vintage and some PSA graded cards and some early 80s, maybe late 70s sets in there as well. This is a big one. Top row has a bunch of 1950s baseball cards. They all do appear to be in poor condition, but in the row beneath that, the top left, is a 1940 play ball Christy Mathewson with a BVG 1.5 grade. That's a pretty cool card. There are actually a lot of 1940 play ball cards in this photo. So, I think if you were to buy this collection and sell it, you could make pretty good money just on these and the Goudies. And then in the bottom middle, there's a 1927 Jimmy Fox card that is PSA authenticated. Pretty nice. This one doesn't have any big names in it, but it's got more 1940 play ball cards, some 1951 Bowman, and some other early 1950s, and I'm not quite sure of the set on those. Similar thing here, unclear on most of these names, but they're 1934 graded Goudies by PSA, and some graded 1940 play balls, and then some 1950s Topps and Bowman. And this is the image that actually helped me learn that those cards near the left in the second row from the left are 1955 Redman cards. There's a Yogi Berra, Eddie Matthews, and a Warren Spahn in there, so some pretty big names. There's also a Gil Hodges different set there. There's a Al Kaline, Nolan Ryan, Willie Mays. So some big name cards here. More of the same here with a better view of some of the 1955 Bowman cards on the right. Some more cards from the 1950s and 1960s. Here on the bottom are a lot of 1969 Topps, and on the top, 1962 Topps. Some late 1960s game cards here. I can't tell any of these names. And more from the 1950s. And this stuff is all worth slabbing. It's old enough that it should be in slabs, and you could easily turn around and sell each of these cards for a significant profit over what you've paid for the slab itself and the card. But I just can't drop $25,000 up front, so I hope one of you does.